Hi guys, so welcome to this last minute revision on chemistry in everyday life for the chemistry HSC, the 2020 exam. So now what exactly are we going to study in this particular video is I would just like to tell you what exactly are the important parts, and normally these are the parts wherein you should stress a lot. The chapter carries minimum weightage, but yes, every single mark can be very what do you say, very important for you. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's move on with our session. Okay, so the important topics that you are supposed to do, that you are supposed to concentrate on, is antibiotic. A short note on antibiotic would be a good choice for any sort of question like that, right? So if it is asked like write short note on antibiotics, then what are you supposed to write? You're supposed to write what exactly is an antibiotic and what are the different types of antibiotic, broad spectrum, narrow spectrum, what are the different types of antibiotic based on their activity, that is bacterial, bactericidal and bacteriostatic, and followed by what do you say, few examples if you can remember, and little bit discussion about the beta lactam structure in penicillin, the different types of penicillin, and what type of antibiotic is a penicillin, that is broad spectrum or a narrow spectrum. And these are the things that could be fair enough for a short note, right? These are the things that you should remember. And then drugs acting on mental disorders, role of tranquilizer as a mental disorder drug. It basically slows down the mechanism of message transfer from the from the receptor organ to the brain, right? And then what are the different types? Few examples like Valium, meprobamate and all. Now in the case of disinfectant and antiseptic, you could just learn the factual things like MCQs type. And disinfectant like dilute phenol is antiseptic and concentrated phenol is disinfectant. Different types of disinfectant, chlorine is also a disinfectant, bleaching powder and all. And then bithionol is an antiseptic basically, right, which is added to medicated soaps. And then you have MCQs are narcotic analgesics. Morphine is monomethyl morphine is codeine, diacetyl morphine is heroin, right? And then they have this tertiary nitrogen, correct, and they are habit forming. So just few basic aspects you should remember, right? And then detergents, in detergents you could just remember the different basic types, right? Cationic, anionic and non-ionic detergent. Most important is the MCQ that normally comes from this particular section. So that is CTAB. CTAB is basically a cationic detergent, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, right? So these are the important things that you should focus on, important topics, correct? So now you have this section on sweeteners, right? So in the case of sweeteners, there are like 3 to 4 type of sweeteners. First one, saccharin, then you have aspartame, allitame, and then sucralose. The number of times a sweetener is sweet as compared to sugar, that is most important. Allitame is basically a high potency sweetener having a sweetness index of 2000, right? And then sucralose is basically trichloroderivative of sugar. Their basic skeletal, if you can remember, it's well and good. Now comes the food preservative. Now just remember the basic food preservatives that could come like an MCQ, like would you have the sweeteners which are used in preservation of tomato ketchup, and you have potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, eating soda and all, right? So just have the elementary idea, but yes, different types of sweeteners which can be used to preserve different food items, that could be a very good choice for an MCQ, right? And then you have preservative, as I've already discussed. Preservative means methods of preparation, physical, chemicals used in the preservation. Structure of BHT and BHA, this is something which is expected because they are purely organic structure. And antioxidants that are used in cosmetics, that is BHA, and uses of these antioxidants. Role of antioxidants, if you would like, you should be able to do it, right? But since this chapter carries minimum weightage, so most of the things should be centered around the very factual questions. Okay, so at least you should not miss out these topics. Now comes the important part, that is the last part of the chapter, that is cleansing agents, soaps and detergents. Now, what are soaps, what are detergents that you should know, and what is saponification that you should also know, alkaline hydrolysis of oil and fat to produce a soap. Now, soaps cannot be used in hard water because they get precipitated, and they cannot be used in acid solution because they get converted into insoluble carboxylic acid. The different types of detergents, their names and their uses, right? And then you have in liquid dishwashers, basically you use non-ionic detergents. What is the role of CTAB, that is cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, that is normally used in what is a cationic detergent, right? So it is normally used as a germicide or insecticides and so on, right? So this was just the very basic thing about what you are going to do it, right, and how you should prepare in the last minute. Correct. So I guess this is the most important thing. Now, the chapter contains lots and lots of chemical structure, out of which few of them you should know. Okay, and among this is aspirin, right? Aspirin. Then you have paracetamol. Correct. So these basic structures, and I've already discussed BHT, BHA, and the beta lactam structure in penicillin. These are the things that you could easily discuss and then prepare for this particular chapter. Okay. So please do not keep this chapter in options, even though this carries minimum weightage. But this is a chapter which is basically a bonus for you. Very simple questions are generally asked from this particular topic. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful, and if you like this video, please click on the like button, and the ones who have not subscribed, please subscribe to get more updates. Thank you.